Hello everybody, this is Maniac4Bricks. It's been a while since I've made a Beach Town update, but I have still been thinking about it for a long time and trying to find some ways to add things into the Beach Town. One of the things I've wanted to add in for a long time were some smaller beach houses and bungalows. These would be the kinds that I've shown, I think, once or twice on Instagram before, that would have very bright colors, pastels, something that would be unusual in a regular city setting, but it would still stand out very well. Some of them would be one-floor buildings, or some of them would be two-floor buildings, so this is my attempt at making a two-floor. It actually started as a one-floor, but I wanted to expand it to see what I can work with. So, along here, we have a balcony along the top. It may be different railing later on. A lot of things in this are just for testing, but at least gives something that's complete, or at least complete from every side, but not necessarily like I'm done with this, so I'll still probably update this in the future, but it still gets a whole bunch of things across. So the interesting thing about this one is that instead of it popping off on the sides for, lifting up the floor, I actually tried a new method of swiveling the back out. So it has a little bit more of a dollhouse play to it. It still has enough room to move minifigures around from floor to floor, and still has enough things within each floor to make it personalized. On the top here is supposed to be sort of a bedroom with a balcony. We have the fish tank from Brick Lover 18's Bricklink store from a while ago. I picked that up. We have a telephone in here, a radio, a few water bottles, and a letter on this desk. And the desk is actually made as a sectional, so the whole thing is just an L shape. On the bottom layer, we have some of the more essentials that would be in a given house. We have a sort of sectional thing here, but with the kitchen. It has at least one cupboard. It has a drying rack for some of those cups. It has ventilation for the stovetop and oven. And we also have a couple of simulated drawers on either side. There's also a small sink that's right near the window. I wanted to try to get just enough detail in here to get the idea across, but still have room around that you can move figures and pose different things, maybe even personalize it a bit. We also do have a small desk here, which can work as just, a table for eating at. I did at one point think about having a TV in here, but, it may change. I think things around in this house or just other houses of this size could definitely be changed and have some personality to them. I did want to give a little bit of a way to go between floors instead of just moving the figures up and down. So we do have a ladder here, much like in some of the creator sets. I know it's not exactly the right, but there's not really supposed to be an element of realism when it comes to the Lego MOCs I build, even for the beach town or outside of it. I did like the idea of having this swiveling back to it, because when this thing is closed up, depending on where it fits into the beach town, it won't have an awkward side to it. I do want to improve that with some of my other buildings, like the hospital. It still needs a back to it, but we'll get to that in another video. But I at least wanted to try this out with having a swiveling side as opposed to it just being with tiles and everywhere. There are still some tiles, but luckily I got some more recently, so I could flesh that out more. I also did think it was pretty cool how this one in particular was attached, because it fits right behind the ventilation. This was as a plate sort of hinging piece and fits just right in there, so it's not going to interfere with anything. This is still a work in progress, but I at least have a better idea as to what could be done in these parameters that I've set for myself. These are limitations that I've personally put in and wanted to make the best of it as I could. I used almost all of my orange pieces that are, basic bricks, like 1x1s, 1x2s, and a few 1x3s and 4s in here, but I'm sure that I have a few others around that I just haven't explored yet, and I'm sure that this will chain up a little more over time. You might have seen something similar to this in my previous town updates, where it was just a one-floor thing, and maybe a little bit of a different interior to it. I'm still trying to play around with the idea of this, just working from an 8x16 base plate. It should be enough where I could still fit a whole bunch of buildings into the town, but still have enough variety in each building. And I would say the one thing I want to make essential for any of these is it should have a kitchen and a bedroom, or some bed. It doesn't even have to be a whole room as a bedroom, but at least somewhere for a minifigure to sleep. Anything else is fair game. Still needs to have a door and most, enclosure. And, you know, windows are nice too. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this little mock update, and we'll see you next time with more LEGO videos. Let me know in the comments below on your suggestions and feedback and what you think I could use to improve on this. I know there are probably some building techniques out there I haven't explored yet, and working with these limitations really helps me bring those building techniques out. So, like, normally I wouldn't have made drawers like these, but I'm happy that I installed something like that, or even this idea behind the ventilation. The drying rack, I don't know, but we'll see how it goes in the near future. We'll see you next time with more LEGO videos.